If you're trying to join the military, these 6 math skills can make or break your ASVAB score. Let's be honest, most test takers who fail the ASVAB have a particularly hard time in the math section. So if that's you, you're not alone. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a math genius. You just need to know the right math skills. Welcome to the U.S. Military Test Prep channel by Study.com. My name is Dr. Steele. I'm a U.S. Army veteran and an ASVAB test prep expert. In today's video, I'm going to help you boost your AFQT score by walking you through the 6 math concepts that show up most often on the ASVAB. First up, arithmetic. This makes up an entire line score and involves adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing numbers quickly and accurately without a calculator. Quick note, if you don't understand line scores, check out our videos that explain those on this channel. You'll see arithmetic, both straightforward calculations and in word problems. Practice is going to be your best friend here, but I have a couple of tricks to help you out. First, don't be afraid to estimate or round numbers up or down. Remember, the ASVAB is a multiple choice test, and sometimes you just need to narrow down your answer choices. I don't know exactly what 86 divided by 4 is, but I know 80 divided by 4 is 20. That means the answer should be a little bigger than 20. Let's say these are your answer choices. Now, let's reverse the operation. If we know the answer needs to be close to 20, then an option like 21.5 should look pretty good to you. But how do we multiply 21.5 by 4 to confirm it's the right answer? You'll break it down into smaller chunks. This is the same as 20 times 4 plus 1 times 4 plus 0.5 times 4. This gives us 80 plus 4 plus 2, which gives us 86. Next up are word problems. And these can be tricky, but they don't have to be scary. Remember that word problems are all about taking real-world language and turning it into math. And the good news is there are clear rules here. If you see words like total or combined, that means you need to add. If you see words like difference, left, or remaining, that means you need to subtract. And if you see words like split or shared, that means you need to divide. Let's look at some examples. You buy 3 packs of batteries for $4.75 each. What is your total cost? The word total should jump out at you here. It means you need to add up the cost of each battery pack. So let's pull out the numbers. There are 3 battery packs, so your answer is $4.75 plus $4.75 plus $4.75, or $14.25. If that math feels hard, don't forget my arithmetic tips from earlier. You can also break this down into smaller chunks and make it 4 plus 4 plus 4, along with 75 cents plus 75 cents plus 75 cents. That gives us $12 plus $2.25, which gives us $14.25. Let's do another one. A box has 26 pencils. 2 are broken and need to be tossed. And then the remaining pencils are to be shared equally among 6 students. How many pencils does each student get? So here you should be picking up on 2 key phrases. First is remaining, and second is equally shared. This means you need to do 2 separate calculations. First, you need to figure out how many pencils you are left with after you throw out the 2 broken ones. This means subtraction. You know that you are starting with 26 pencils, so the equation is 26 minus 2, or 24. Next, you need to share these 24 pencils equally across 6 students. This means division, so the equation is 24 divided by 6, which is 4. All right. Next up are fractions, decimals, and percents. These come up a lot and are basically 3 different ways of expressing the same quantity. I recommend you start with some key equivalent values and get comfortable converting between them. The fraction 1/2 is the same as the decimal 0.5, which is the same as the percentage 50%. The fraction 1/4 is the same as the decimal 0.25, which is the same as the percentage 25%. This can help you solve problems involving these values as well. For example, you might encounter a word problem that asks you to calculate how much a $10 hat costs if it's on sale for 25% off. Like the word problems, we just need to pull out the numbers and look for the type of math. We need to first multiply to get the discount, then subtract from the original price to get the sale price. Let's do that. To calculate how much 25% of $10 is, you can either apply the equivalent fraction and divide by 4, or apply the equivalent decimal and multiply by 0.25. Either way, you will get $2.50 for the sale discount, or a hat that now costs $7.50. Okay, let's move on to unit conversions. For this one, you've got to memorize the basics. There's no way around it. And trust me, these types of questions do come up on the ASVAB. The key areas to focus on here are length, weight, and volume. For length, make sure you know that there are 12 inches in a foot, 3 feet in a yard, and 5,280 feet in a mile. For weight, make sure you know that there are 16 ounces in a pound and 2,000 pounds in a ton. And for volume, make sure you know that there are 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, and 4 quarts in a gallon. Visualizing things might help with this, but it's really just about memorization. All right, on to our 5th concept, algebra. This boils down to solving for x. You will get an equation like 3x plus 4 equals 13, and your job is to get x by itself. Couple of tips. Use inverse operations and always do the same thing to both sides of the equation. You need to get x on its own, so you should probably start by subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation. If you do it on the left side, you need to do it on the right side. So you now get 3x equals 13 minus 4, or 3x equals 9. But x is still not on its own, so now we need to divide both sides by 3. That gives us x equals 9 divided by 3, or x equals 3. Algebra can be intimidating, but once you understand the patterns, it does get easier. I would recommend doing a lot of different practice problems to start seeing those patterns. That brings us to our 6th and final concept. Time management. That doesn't sound like a math concept. Let me let you in on a little secret. The ASVAB isn't just testing your math skills. It's also testing your time management skills. Every section is timed, and the number of questions is designed so that your average test taker doesn't even make it through them all. One way to maximize your score is to simply answer every question, and to do that, you need to manage your time. Some tips here. Start practicing with a timer. It's easy to forget how quickly a minute goes by when you don't have a clock next to you ticking off the seconds. You want to start to get the feel for when you have spent too long on a question. If a question is stumping you or just taking too long, skip it and save it for the end. You want to make sure you make it through the whole section, and you might be missing out on easier questions by letting yourself get stuck on an early, challenging one. And here's the final practice problem for you. If you have 23 minutes to answer 16 questions and you use all your time, how long, on average, should each question take? Okay, we can use a calculator for that one. But the only way to really get a feel for the pace that you're on is by taking practice tests. Hopefully these concepts helped you see that math on the ASVAB doesn't have to be intimidating. These 6 math concepts are the foundation of what you're going to see on the math section on the ASVAB. Master these and you'll be way ahead of the curve. And if you need some extra help, check out the other videos on our channel. Head over to study.com. Our full ASVAB test prep course has everything you're going to need to prep for this test. It's got full-length practice tests that are timed, hundreds of exam-style questions, and personalized study plan tools as well. You'll also have flashcards and other practice tools that help you build your skills and your confidence. If this video helped, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming up next. We're here to help you jumpstart your military career. You've got this.